Hi, and welcome back to Dubai Real Estate Philosophy. My name is Ahmed, and today we are again at Dubai Hills Estate. You can see behind me the gorgeous custom-made mansions and of course the sprawling golf course. We are of course standing at the golf club here in Dubai Hills Estate, and we're going to talk about the new launch that is coming up in the golf side of Dubai Hills Estate called Rose Hills. Now, we've explained time and time again how Dubai Hills Estate is basically split into two sections. We have the park side and then we have the golf side, both of which are very, very green. And you can see around me, we are in the middle of Dubai and it is very green. It's not that hot. It's an amazing vibe. So for the past couple of launches, Emaar has launched it in the park district. A lot of the launches that are coming. So after some time, they have now come back to the golf side. So you can be rest assured that, for the higher floors facing the front, you will be having views of the golf. You'll be having views of the villas over here, the custom made mansions, all these things which make for an excellent investment opportunity. We always like to say time and time again in our channel, the two best properties you should get into is waterfront. For example, video we just made Beyond by Talia. I believe that is one of the best communities right now for waterfront in Maritime City. And of course the greenery. We just covered Majil Futtam's Ghafood. Now we're here in Dubai Hills Estate. These are the sort of investments that people need to get into, which they are safe. They are backed by tier 1 developers. You can be rest assured that you're going to be making that amazing capital appreciation and some solid rental income. So let's go to the sales center. We'll look at the master plan a bit more. We'll look at some models of the Rose Hills apartments, and then we'll go over a short presentation on the numbers, and then we'll wrap it up from there. So stay tuned for all of that. So we are now at Dubai Hills Estate Sales Center. As you guys can see, it says Dubai Hills Estate, and behind that we have the gorgeous Sidra Villas, which have been here for a while. And behind that you can see all the developments across the park. And of course right there is also the Dubai Hills Estate Mall, which is the second largest mall in Dubai, in one of the largest communities in Dubai. We're talking almost 11 million square meters. It is massive, and it has been going for quite a while. 2014 is when Dubai Hills Estate started selling, and we are right now in 2025. So it's been a good strong 11 years. People who got in early, they have made a tremendous amount of capital appreciation and continue to make strong rental returns. This is really one of those kind of assets that, as I was saying when we were at the golf club, it is one of those safe assets where you have a tier 1 developer, you have a tier 1 community. So you're really, you can be rest assured that you're going to make that capital appreciation as more and more buildings come out. Now we are closing in on the last launches in Dubai Hills Estate. There's not a lot of plots left, so this is still a good time in my opinion to really still secure that excellent pricing, and especially when you're talking about Rose Hills. If you look at the last launches on the park side, they were around 1.8 million starting for a one bed, and this is going to be 1.6. Now the reason it's a bit lower is of course you're not closer to the park, but you are closer to the golf course, which is again still pretty cool. But obviously, this is a second chance for people who have not been able to secure units earlier. It was just not the right timing. So Emaar has given us a second chance. I believe getting into the golf course side is still an excellent opportunity to get in. Now we're going to go and we're going to see some B-roll of basically the building model, where it is going to be on the master plan, so we can better understand it, and then obviously look at the presentation to wrap the whole thing up, understand a bit more of the numbers, some historical data on the ROI and all these things on specifically Dubai Hills Estate. So now we're at the inside. Okay, you guys can see the entire master plan. We've covered this many times before, but just for the people who are watching this for the first time or new into Dubai Hills Estate and don't know that much about it, if you see the entire master plan, that basically is the golf course side, and as you guys can see, the entire golf course is there, and right in the middle it'll be hard to see, but that is basically where the golf club was, and that's where we were standing at. Moving on, that is basically the park side, where most of the launches have been coming on this side, and they're being priced at around 1.8 million starting. And again, obviously that's because of the park and all these things. But now coming into the golf course side, I believe that starting at 1.6 is an excellent entry point. I believe there still is a lot of growth. You guys already saw in the B-roll how this community is, and of course in the presentation we're going to cover about the historical data, how this community has performed. Now, one last thing before we wrap it up and move to the presentation, we'll see the actual enlarged model of the building, understand which units are facing the front. Obviously, one beds you tend to face the roads, 2 and 3 beds tend to face the front. So let's check that out in a bit more detail, and then we'll head to the presentation. So this is basically the building side. As you guys can see, the internal is basically where the podium is. You have most of your amenities, your pool, basketball court. There's a nice little tennis court, and these are the two towers that are coming. So these are the two ones, and obviously this only L shape basically is coming. And on the internal side, we're gonna have the 2 and the 3 bedrooms with the pool, and obviously facing our golf course. On the sides, we're basically gonna have all our 1 beds. They're going to be facing the side of the community and obviously the back side of the community. Same with this side, where we have mostly 1 beds that are going to be facing the roads. That is also not a bad view, but obviously if you're coming in and you have that budget to spare, you can go for the 2 and the 3 bedrooms that will be actually facing the golf course. They'll be facing the pool as well. That is what this entire building is about. So that was a wrap. I think we showed you guys the golf club. You guys saw some shots of the amazing golf course. We saw the master plan. We understood a bit more about the master plan. We saw the 3D model of the building. The launch will be soon. Again, this is an MR launch. For those of you who don't know the booking process, again, number one, I do work with Aeon and Trisl. We have been the #1 brokerage for MR for 2023, 2024, and for 7 quarters in a row since last year. We have been the #1 agency. We have a lot of priority. So to get those units in, especially in these kind of hot launches, the hardest part is to secure the unit that you want. I can confidently tell you that Aeon and Trisl, when you come to us and you tell us that this is the unit we want and we have enough time, then we are able to secure you those units. So let's move to the presentation. We'll cover all the historical data and all these things, and then we'll wrap this video up. Okay, so as you guys just saw, we were at Dubai Hills Estate. We showed you guys the golf course view from the clubhouse. We went to the sales center. We explained a bit more about the master plan, and we saw the actual physical 3D model of the building. So we have a small presentation to basically go over the historical data, get a better understanding of where this launch is going to be, why the golf course is such an important point, and look at the numbers, right? What have the numbers been? Let's look at some of the historical data. So let's dive deep into the presentation. So as you guys can see over here, starting off, number one, the Dubai golf lifestyle boom, right? So the 3 factors we have is the growing, affluence in the region. We have an ideal climate for year-round golf. Obviously, we don't have a lot of snow. We don't have a lot of winter months over here. And obviously, 3-4 months in the year where it's summer, it's nice and sunny. It may be a bit too hot for some people, but it is still not bad. Yesterday, as you guys saw, while we were there were still people playing golf. And of course, year-round, the other, 9-10 months or 8-9 months around the year are actually ideal for playing golf. The weather is beautiful. And then obviously lifestyle preferences for luxury and leisure. These are the 3 fundamental things that really, of course, you can pause the screen, read even more on why the golf course is such an amazing thing and why having close proximity to it not only gives you that greenery that most people want, greenery or water view, and this project being specifically for the green part, but also the access to the golf course. Again, the impact of golf courses on property values, this is why we keep on saying this is a research by KPMG that historically it has increased the value 20%. Now, KPMG, Big 4 accounting firm, obviously, Ernst & Young, PwC, Deloitte and Touche, and obviously we have KPMG, one of the Big 4, coming out with their studies on why golf courses are pretty solid. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. Now, this is the Dubai's benchmark for golf-inspired living. As you guys saw, we showed you guys the plots, the luxury villas as well. Behind us, while we were at the golf course, the emerald, the plots, the fairway villas, all these things. And not to mention, Dubai Hills Golf Course has also won multiple championships. So it has been the gold flag destination winner, is also been the Dubai Hills Estate, and in 2019 they won one, and also in 2025 they have won one. So that's pretty cool. Now for Club Palace, and the Vida Club Point, which were the older launches, they really don't have a lot of options available. Most of them, there is no inventory, as they say. So it's, it comes to show that no doubt in our minds that Rose Hill is also going to have similar results. The greens open up again. So just like we mentioned, even in our video, since October 2024, this is going to be the first launch that they are coming in back again on the golf side rather than the park side and in the middle, closer to the hospital and all these things. So this is something that is a very launch that you do not want to miss, especially if you're looking for that golf course and those, solid rental returns. These are some of the renders. Again, we saw actually where it's located. We have a small video for you guys as well, which I'll play right now. So you'll get a better understanding, and then we'll deep dive into the numbers. This is from the MR Sales Center. This is one of the MR representatives. It is a portrait video, so bear with me. But it does, explain very well on the master plan with a laser on where the project is and how it is going to be situated.
This is Rose Hill, the new launch that we're having on the golf course. It's the first row. As you can see, with the full golf course view facing the villas and the mansions. And of course here we have a championship golf course, 18 holes, plus we have the clubhouse this side with the fine dining areas. And the best part that you have James School here, which is ready and operational. You're like around 5 minutes to 7 minutes max in the car to the school. This side you have King's College
Very
Hospital,
close to the school,
which is one of the best in all Dubai. Here we have the Central Park and the Dubai Hills Mall, which is ready and operational as well. So here we're going to launch the L-shaped building now. We have the 2 bedrooms this side. Okay.
you can see with the laser
And
tag.
we have also the 2 bedrooms this side. Here the starting prices will be around 2.8 something.
We'll get a better
Depends
picture
on
of the
floor
orientation.
height. The starting prices for the units here, 2 bedrooms, the amenities and the golf course view. The starting prices will be around 2.7 something starting price. Then the higher the floor, the higher the price. 2 bedrooms will have it also here, this corner, where you will get the direct golf course and the partial from the rest of the apartment. Since this building is not launched yet, we're expecting that once it's launched, it will be the same distance between this building and this building, and the structure of it will be similar to the previous ones. Okay, so you will get the partial from this side. Now, the starting prices for the 2 bedrooms here, they're around it's around 3.1, let's say 3 million. Let's say 3 million starting, then again the higher the floor, the higher the price. Now also from this side we have 3 bedrooms, 2 locations. We have at this corner amenities, golf course, and here
You want to look at better picture of the
golf
orientation
course,
so you guys can have a
and
better
there's
idea. We kind of
the
explained it on the model as well, but
and the golf course,
better
especially that it's a huge one. So like even when you're getting anything from this side, you're having full view, right? Because the golf course is extended till that side. 3 bedrooms, expected prices. It's going to be around 3.8 starting. Okay, and again the higher the floor, the higher the price. We'll have also the starting prices for the 3 bedrooms, as it's written in the fact sheet, around 3.65, 3.7, but this will be like the lower floors. Now here we have the 1 bedrooms.
this is the
side,
back side of the building.
where you will get the partial golf course. As you mentioned, the distance will be more than this in my opinion. And here also we're going to have the 1 bedrooms with the view of the community. Now 2 bedrooms, and of course the prices for the 1 bedrooms here is around 1.65. Then the higher the floor, the higher the price. Here we're expecting it might be around 1.8, more or less, and it depends on the floor height. Now this corner here, 2 bedrooms, you will get again the community view, and anything like the rest of the apartments view, it will be the amenities from this side, which is very beautiful. The prices will be around 2.5, then again depends on the floor height.
So this was just a quick video. I apologize, it's not the best one, but of course you guys can see, basically the rush that is in that area. It's very difficult to make it pretty solid, but you guys get a rough idea. Now let's look better into some of the other renders. This is basically the entire master plan, just like we discussed. We've showed this time and time again. We showed you guys the real model. This is basically the line that divides basically the golf district, and then this is the park district. This is where Rose Hill is. This is basically the Dubai Hills Golf Club, where we were standing, where we started this video from, so you guys could get a better understanding of where it is. And as you guys can see, it is very, very close by. Of course, it's very close to the school, GEMS International School, very, very well-known school. And then King's College Hospital of London, no introduction needed. And then over here, we also have another school, which is the King's school as well. Of course, not to mention one of the best points, we have the Dubai Hills Estate Mall, which is the 2nd largest mall in Dubai. We of course have the Dubai Hills Estate Park, the longest park in Dubai right now. So, I mean, this is what it's all about. It's all about the lifestyle, because people need to understand that starting price for a one bed is 1.6 million over here. What is it in JVC? 1.4, 1.2? Okay, 1.2 for a one bed in JVC, or 1.6. You add a couple of 100,000 more and you get one of the most prime locations in Dubai, Dubai Hills Estate. You got a golf course, you got a park, you got the second largest mall, there's a school right there, there's a hospital right there. It really doesn't get any better than that. Not to mention, in the future, they're also going to have metro access as well. So it really is one of the no-brainer projects, in my opinion, as it always is with Emaar. Now, this is the building configuration. This is what the video was trying to explain. I hope you guys got a better understanding of that, but this is just to show it even further, where there are going to be three towers. Okay, so tower A and B is basically the L, and then we have the tower C on basically the middle part. Okay, tower A is that, tower B, of course, you can pause the video, get a better understanding as well. We kind of covered this in the sales center as well. These are some of the front views, obviously, for the 2 and the 3 beds of what they'll be having of the club villas, the custom made villas, the golf course. Beautiful things. Of course, the amenities. Emaar is no new player in this industry. They do make the highest. That's why they're the tier 1. That's why they are the #1 developer in Dubai. Of course, it comes with its own swimming pool, seating deck, paddle court, outdoor gym, basketball court, communal area, table tennis, barbecue areas, and a botanical garden. Really, you don't have to talk about those things. Now, this is again a better idea. We have 7,260 square meters of dedicated and refined leisure and indulgence. As you guys can see, the amenities on the floors, it's something pretty cool. And you really don't see these kind of amenities in other developers, tier 2 developers, tier 3 developers. And the location, by in of itself, you are in one of the most prime locations, one of the most demanded locations in Dubai. Again, there's some better renders of the podium. And of course, not to mention, we also have the Sky Terrace Experience Center that is going to be on the Tower B 19th level. Again, it's accessible to all the residents, where you can go all the way up. You have an outdoor cinema lawn, you have a shaded seating area, you have deck seating to get those gorgeous views. No matter which unit you have, you will be able to get those amazing views. Just some renders of basically the podium, swimming pool, the nice little communal area, the kids play area, kids basically like daycare type deal, where they can chill out. This, the part of the lobbies while you get in, right? This is the lobby. Okay, the entire entrance, that was basically the seating area next to the lobby. Some renders of basically the bedrooms. Again, it is not furnished. These renders are just to give you an idea. Again, this is a better floor block thing, where the pink ones are the 1 beds, the light blue is the 2 beds, the dark blue is the 3 beds, of course, and then we have the podium in the middle. These are some of the floor plans. Again, average size 754, pretty standard Emaar size. Again, you come in from here. Obviously, you have the little foyer area. You have an open kitchen design, very Emaar-esque. Of course, you do have built-in closets, and you have a balcony connected to the living room area, pretty standard. And of course, not to mention, you have your laundry area and a bathroom as well. 2 beds, it adds pretty much the same thing. The only difference is you'll be having an extra bathroom and of course an extra bedroom. You have your master bedroom, and then over here you also have your walk-in closet, and some of the malls will be having larger L-shaped balconies as well. Moving on to the 3-bedroom sides, you do get obviously the gorgeous views from this L-shaped balcony. You also have a balcony in your master bedroom, where you have a walk-in wardrobe and your master bedroom, of course, and your master bathroom. Of course, then you have a bathroom that these 2 bedrooms will be sharing, and then it does come also with a maid's room, and she has her own bathroom. And then of course, you do get a powder room for your guests. The living area and the dining areas combine into this massive thing. And then of course, we have the open U-style kitchen as well. That is the standard for the 3 beds. High demand, high returns. Okay, again, Dubai Hills Estate, they have won in the primary sales, the second best community selling, and in secondary, the 3rd best community selling. They do have 5.5% market share. That's pretty solid for a community that's been going on since 2014. So I mean, it is a title that is hard to retain. They have retained it for quite a while. Now let's look at some of the basically the historical data, what has been selling. Okay, 1,200% growth in 1 beds, 1,600% growth in 2 beds. There are a lot of demand that is coming up basically, and these are all sourced from the property monitor. And again, relentless demand. Again, sales volume has been increasing from 2.10 billion in 2020 all the way up to 24. Now again, 2020, we do have to keep in mind, was the COVID era. So even though it was the COVID era, these guys were still doing exceptionally well. And the price per square foot, as you guys can see, from 1216 all the way to 2302. In my opinion, these are phenomenal numbers, and they are going to continue. But this trend is not going to continue because, again, Dubai Hills Estate is closing the end era. The people who invested way back in 2014, they have double, triple their money. Now there are still some plots left that are going to be launched. And obviously there is one last district closer to the thing where they might introduce some commercials, some all these kind of things. So that's definitely going to spike up more demand. Now, speaking about the Gulf front homes, again, you guys can see in 2022, they started from around 819,000. Okay, and now all the way up to 1.3 million. Now these are some of the sales history. As you guys can see, this is basically taken out from the Dubai Land Department's website. You guys can see the sales that are happening now, the sales that happened all the way back in 2022. Again, this is all the DLD data. This is all the the government backed data that these guys are showing over here. So I mean, clearly there is a 60% increase. And again, just like I'm saying, it's because of the golf course. There's not a lot of supply in that area. There's a couple of more plots that are remaining. So even right now, if you still get in early, in my opinion, there's no doubt that once these plots are finished, then this community is just going to stay there, and it's just going to keep appreciating more and more. Now this was the Golfville one bed, which was 496 again. And these are the golf suites that have been around 750 square feet. And keep in mind, these are going to be 752 square feet as an average size. So you can expect even more and better price per square foot because you're still getting a lot better design. And look, Mar and all these guys, look, they listen to their clientele. Obviously, the older ones, the 493 at Golfville, were very, very small. That's one feedback that they were getting time and time again. So they have, of course, increased the bedroom size as well. Now, these are some of the commercials. Again, there's going to be 197 units only of one bed. Okay, average is 750 square foot. It does go all the way up to 844. Keep in mind 1.6. I always like to tell people this, and as the MR lady also explained, that is basically going to be the starting price. The higher the floor, obviously the higher the price. Same thing with the 2 beds at 2.32 and the 3 beds at 3.56 starting price. This is, of course, the payment plan. We have the standard MR 80/20 payment plan. One thing I always like to mention, people need to understand, once it comes to the fourth installment, it says 40% completion, 50% completion, 80%, 90%, and then 100%. These are construction linked payment plans. The reason developers do this is for the investor safety, because God forbid there's a pause, God forbid there's another COVID or something like that. Unless the construction is going on, you are not liable to pay. And keep that in mind that it's also vice versa. If the developer is ahead of development and let's say they have completed 50%, and the due date for the installment is not here yet, you are liable to pay because the construction is still ahead of time. Now again, it's not that part, not that hard. That's why you need a good broker. That's why we do work with Aeon and Trisl, where you can get couple month extension. That is no issue at all. But it's good that people understand all these things before getting into a project. So this was just basically a wrap about Rose Hills. We went to the golf club. We showed you guys the golf course. We went to the sales center. We saw the 3D model. We saw the master plan of the community. Dubai Hills is one of the most favorite communities. Even in all my clientele, we have done so well with Dubai Hills Estate. Even our Dubai Hills Estate videos do very well. We get leads all the time. We have done a lot of closings. It is one of my favorite communities as well. It's one of the largest communities as well. We mentioned that at the sales center as well. We're talking about 11 million square meters. It is slightly larger than the entire country of Monaco. So it goes to show how massive this community is, the variations that there are. It's been going for a long time, and it has maintained that momentum. Doesn't matter if 2014 correction came, doesn't matter when 2020 COVID crisis came, all these things came. At the end of the day, as I always like to say, the fundamentals, if the fundamentals make sense, you'll make money. The fundamentals are very strong for this project, and not just this project, Dubai Hills Estate as general, as a community. It provides Tier 1 development quality. It has all the amenities. The location is phenomenal. The pricing is solid, and the payment plan is fairly flexible, especially for today's day and age. People come to me and they say all the time, they're like, oh, I'm getting an apartment in Dubai Hills for 1.3 in an older launch, because just like you saw, 800, 900,000, 1.2 used to be some starting price. Maybe someone is selling it at 1.3. Great. If you have that 1.3 million, you should go buy it. but you need that 1.3 million liquidity right now, today, right? Now, most people, they don't want to do that. And in my opinion, I wouldn't want to put all my eggs in one basket. So at least I can leverage the payment plan, not pay that 1.3 million right now. I'm locking in the price today for the price when it's going to get handed over, which is June of 2029. So we have already locked in the price today for 2029. By the time you even make the payments until 2029, you've already experienced an appreciation of 25-30%. Now, also keep in mind, people come to me all the time that they want to just buy it, they want to flip it at handover. That is a terrible idea. Yes, we do that all the time. We have exited many people, and a lot of the times they do make decent capital appreciation, but we have to keep in mind that's not the case all the time. It is something that's very risky. I always advise that you have the holding power, because you have to understand, right? Once a building gets handed over, 200-300 units are coming in the market. You're going to try to fight between all the other people. I always advise, buy the unit, rent it out for at least a year or two, enjoy that rental income, and then when you go to sell, you're going to be able to get that maximum capital appreciation while you have also enjoyed that rental income as well. Rentals, again, at a minimum, you can easily get 100 to 120,000 in Dubai as an average income, especially if you have Gulf facing units that can go higher as well. In my opinion, other communities like JVC or all these individual communities, where there are individual developers making individual buildings, they might be cheaper, but more or less you're not going to be getting that rental income, you're not going to be getting that ROI. And again, when it comes to resale and rentals, Dubai Hills Estate is next to none. Go today, go openbayou.com, property monitor, try to get units for rent, right? If you put in a 2-bed or a 3-bed, you might get 10, 15 units, 20 units in a community that has thousands of units. What does that say? That tells you that people want to live here. There's not that much supply in the community, even though there is a lot of people living. Whoever's living there doesn't want to leave, and people are having a hard time getting units for rental. That shows very strong demand for this community. And why do we have that demand? It's the lifestyle. You have the mall, you have the school, you have the hospital. Soon you're going to have the metro as well. You have that connectivity, you have that tier 1 branding, and you have that lifestyle, you have that quality. Really, this was a wrap for Dubai Hills Estate. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye for now.